Just a few meters offshore from Sesimbra lies a piece of history lost to wind and waves over a century ago. So I decided to brave the cold, take a stroll on the beach, and go explore for myself. Snorkeling from the shoreline, you can actually swim and witness this object yourself, and at very low tides, it can be seen just 2 meters below the surface. What slowly emerges is the wreck of the Numancia, a Spanish ironclad ship that sank during a ferocious storm in 1916. As you swim around the wreck, you can appreciate how the iron framework still clings to the seabed. This was once a cutting-edge warship of its time, designed for coastal defense and armored with iron to withstand cannon fire. After decades of service, Numancia's journey ended here in Sesimbra, stranded and battered by the elements. Now, all that remains are fragments of this warship covered in seaweed. It's hard to tell what all the objects are, but the remains of the hull ribbing outlines the dimensions of this ship. You can find the Numancia off Sesimbra. This coastal town is located 40 kilometers south of Lisbon and is a fishing gateway to the Atlantic. The Spanish frigate Numancia was built in the early 1860s and was the first ironclad frigate to sail around the world. Just over 50 years later, the ship was decommissioned and was towed from southern Spain to the north along the coast of Portugal. The Numancia ran aground during a storm as it passed Sesimbra. The ship still rests here, offering a glimpse into the maritime history and the relentless power of the sea. Although the shipwreck is just offshore, it remains relatively inaccessible due to the cold water. Curiously, it's also relatively unknown to many of the local inhabitants. It's wonderful to see how life has reclaimed this space, particularly in contrast to the bare, sandy seafloor surrounding the wreck. What was once a symbol of naval power has become a vibrant ecosystem, home to a multitude of species. The growth on the ship consists of limpets, sea stars, anemones, and a variety of seaweeds that provide a refuge for small fish. You can also see how the multitude of structural remnants have also snagged drifting fishing gear. As I swam around this naval graveyard, many of the structures were hard to interpret, but what stood out was the hull's structural ribbing that gives you an idea of the dimensions of this ship. For the time being, it was nice to just drift along and contemplate this historical object and the variety of marine life that I was seeing. The Numancia, like many other shipwrecks, lies on the ocean floor as a silent witness to the past, a bridge between history and the present, and a testament to the enduring allure of the sea.